guys, welcome back to the Basement Breakdown. We got some more Championship 1 picks for you. Another Lumpini card this Friday. We've got Bruce, the gambling phenom. Let's go, guys. Good luck. Let's make some money on this card.
Hello again, everybody, all viewers and subscribers of the channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down your One Friday Fights 134 card for you. And without further ado, let's get into it. For bout 1, we have Tran versus Almagulu ZhorobeokvaConfidence. My prediction here is that Almagulu ZhorobeokvaConfidence will win, and my confidence rating for this is 60%. My risk assessment for this fight is that I have it labeled as a risk, and let's get into it. Tran, she's 3-0 in her pro career. She's 28 years old and stands at 5'2". She has losses in her kickboxing career and in her amateur career. I did not give Tran as an official pick last time she fought in one, but I stated if anyone needs to bet here, they can bet on Tran. She won. Anyways, she has a good solid jab which can help in this matchup for finding her range, along with a right hand that has power in it. But her last opponent was a bum who got KO'd in round 3 because she was gassed. She had no conditioning. Anyways, Kim has moments where her pace is consistent, but sometimes she takes extended moments to circle around her opponents and breathe. She can keep her pace up all the way throughout 3 rounds though, and should be the bigger girl in this matchup. Plus, she's fought for more years. She has more years of experience behind her. She has pretty shit takedown defense, and her takedowns are all from leg trips, never from actual level change or a solid takedown that gets shot from far. She isn't that impressive to me, but has proved that she can go a full 15-minute fight, which Almagulu has not yet, which is why I'm saying Almagulu's a risk, despite her being at 1.3 odds now, as far as what I checked recently. Anyways, Almagulu ZhorobeokvaConfidence, she's 3-0 in her pro career too, so both girls are 3-0, but she doesn't seem to have an amateur career where she has losses, or a kickboxing career where she has losses too, like Tran does. She's 18 years old, and she could be very, very green and unproven in this matchup. Her opponents that she had, all 3 of them, are not that good at all. She doesn't have the highest output on the feet either, but she seems to get all her opponents to the floor quick from catching kicks or shooting takedowns. When she gets to the floor, she has great top control and great ground and pound with big elbows. Her cardio worries me a lot. If she isn't able to get a finish, which I don't know if she will be able to against a durable woman like Tran, she may end up getting outworked and even reversed as the fight goes on. She KO'd one opponent with a spinning heel kick to the body, breaking her ribs in the slow motion replay that I watched. But that could have been a fluke at the end of the day over a lower level opponent. Her output, like I said, isn't that high, but I'm hoping Tran will spend time floating. I'm hoping she'll spend time floating around the ring in round 2 and 3 after being taken down quick at the start of round 1. That'll give Almagulu time to actually set her pace back in the fight. I think Almagulu can take down Tran quick and make her very scared in round 2 and 3. I think she can take Tran down quick and make her very scared in round 2 and 3, basically letting her know I can take you down to the ground and I can hold you there the whole time, so Tran's gonna be scared of her after round 1. She's probably gonna be more worried about the takedown threat, and she's probably gonna play a lot slower than she's used to. I don't know the extent of Almagulu's cardio though. Like I said, that's literally the reason why this fight's a risk. If I knew that Almagulu could go 3 rounds confidently, I would take Almagulu to win without a second doubt. But because I don't know how well her cardio is going to do, how well her cardio is going to hold up in round 2 and round 3, I don't know if I can confidently choose her as a safe prediction. So Almagulu's going to be a risk just because she can be taken down, and if she gets taken down, just because her cardio may not keep up and hold up. And if her cardio doesn't hold up in round 2 and 3, Tran's a big girl. She could be tough, and she could tough it out and then even possibly get a finish later. But I like Almagulu to get the win over Tran. Probably, I'm not gonna call it. I'm not gonna say how I get how she gets the win. But I think Almagulu wins. 2, we have a MMA match between Rory Turner and Noah Cabreros. My prediction here is that Rory Turner will win. My confidence rating is 70 to 75% for this match, and my risk assessment is capped as a mid, but it could potentially be a safe fight. Anyways, let's get into it. Rory Turner, he is 1-0 professionally, 5-2 in his amateur, but he fought in an amateur tournament, having 3 of those fights within 4 days, so I don't really blame him. He lost in the quarterfinals of that tournament to losing his next fight after that fight to a man who's 3-0, and he lost to that man by rear naked choke. So at the end of the day, he's fought okay comp. Or should I say undefeated comp, maybe. I don't know the level of the extent. Sorry, the extent to what level that. Anyways, he has a karate-based style involving a lot of leg kicks and head kicks that he can throw as singular strikes or as strikes that finish the end of his combination. And his double jab, he uses it well on entrance too. He can counter wrestle, but in most of his fights, he will scramble and he will be on the floor in wrestling exchanges. Like every fight that he's had gets to the floor practically. He is perfectly able to hold his own when he's on his back, and he's also good at getting back up, which is a big deal. Over 5 rounds, I don't want him on his back. Sorry, over 3 rounds, over 3 5-minute rounds, I don't want him on his back against the guy who always shoots the same double leg rugby tackle takedown. He should be able to survive in clinch exchanges. He may get tripped up once or twice, but he should make his way back up to his feet. He is the younger fighter at 22 years old and is getting better every day. When he was 19, he was pretty good, I can't lie, from the footage that I saw, and you could see that he has a lot of confidence in himself as a fighter. I don't think he will disappoint in his one debut against his upcoming opponent, who's a man that I've seen spend a whole fight on his back in a promotion outside of one where Jason Ralpers actually came from. This fight is not registered on Topology, but as it is only 1 round, but he won after being on his back a whole round and getting a guillotine submission. I think Rory is sharper, better, younger, and yeah, just overall the better striker, and that I think he can hold his own against the wrestling threat of the Filipino. He can reverse takedowns, like the double leg takedown that the Filipino actually has. He can reverse it instantly with a judo move, using his leg as a lever to throw his opponents over top of him, using their own momentum. Anyways, let's get into it. For Noah Cabreros, he's 30 years old. I don't know why I have it written down as a prospect. He is not a prospect. Anyways, his professional career, he is 1-0. He has 1 loss registered in amateur, and he can get takedowns, and he can be controlled on the floor though, despite his ability to get takedowns. His skill will not get him the better of the fight. I don't think I think he's reached the end of his potential. He's 30 years old at the end of the day, and I don't think he's going to get any better than his last fight. He has low levels of jiu-jitsu, and he may be stronger physically, but I doubt. I mean, he might be more durable than the Aussie, but he's nowhere near as skilled in the stand-up, in my opinion. His spinning kicks aren't as clean. His body/head kicks, they're not as clean either. They all show a clear sign that his attack incoming is pretty visibly obvious when he throws a kick that he's about to throw a kick, but they do land with impact and snap. Overall, I don't think he's aggressive enough or has the skill set to keep up with the pace that Rory will put on him. I'd say Rory by anything, in my opinion. Like, I think he can win by anything, really, in this fight. Noah Cabreros won a robbery over Jakis Maisang Makai Singnan. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyways, he won that robbery in the Philippines after being held down the whole fight. He did, however, lock in triangle chokes in the last 15 seconds, which apparently in that fight is enough to win. But it wasn't. The truth is, even the commentators knew that Cabreros got the robbery. But at the end of the day, the choke was a worthy attempt, and if he has enough time in that fight to lock in a choke like that on Rory, he might actually be able to pull off the submission. But I don't think he will. I think that Rory's gonna beat him everywhere. Stand up, wrestling. I think Rory's just gonna win everywhere, and he's probably gonna get a KO or a submission in this fight. But the Filipino can be tough as fuck. Maybe the Filipino can outlast him and then just win somehow. But I doubt it. 3, we have Wang Yuhan versus Hyuga Umemoto. My prediction here is that this fight is I haven't written it down, but my prediction is Wang Yuhan. My confidence rating is 50%, and my risk assessment is that this fight is a risk. Wang Yuhan is 10-5. He is 18 years old, standing at 5'6". He is young and sticks to the basics/fundamentals. He prefers to box rather than kick, but he can throw leg kicks and body kicks if he finds the right range too. He doesn't normally throw kicks though. He has a teep kick, but I don't see him utilizing much either. He lost his debut in one where he took round 1 probably, but lost his next 2 rounds. He did have his moments against the opponent that he debuted against, but his opponent stuck to a kicking strategy to win that fight. Against a fellow fist fighter like Huger, he has a great chance to drop the technical Huger when he pushes forward and with his right hand low. But Wang, Wang is by far the more durable fighter in this matchup and the more conditioned fighter in this fight. But he's not the more technical fighter in my opinion. I think that his conditioning in this fighter though may play a huge factor, as I do think the Jap is the more technical fighter with more moves in his arsenal, but I don't like the way he recycles certain moves 2 or 3 times in a row. He'll frame off with his left hand and then throw the right hook, often just trying to headhunt his opponents when his opponents aren't as good as him in the boxing realm. But Wang Yuhan is okay in the boxing realm. Wang Yuhan could take his head off and drop him once if he's stupid, which I do think he is stupid. So anyways, if Wang stays composed and sticks to the fundamentals when the Jap tries to outstrike him, I think that he's going to catch him and chin him probably. Wang Yuhan will probably get outstruck in this fight until he gets the knockdown. But if he keeps that composure into round 2 and 3, if Umamoto tries to frame off and finish him, Wang can definitely drop him. Making Wang fall over is not going to be easy for the Jap as well, yeah. And in this, it will be the worst case scenario for him, yeah, if the Jap gets dropped and has to get a comeback knockdown. I don't think it's going to happen. I've just seen so many scenarios that end up like what I've described, especially when you see 2 men who aren't fully established and in their prime. Like, they often make stupid mistakes, and at the end of the day, I think Umamoto is more prone to making mistakes than the composed Wang. But this is it's not an unlikely option that the Jap will be the favorite here. But I wrote this a long time ago. He is actually the betting favorite, and it kind of makes sense due to his skill set. But at the end of the day, I think that he has a very high chance to fall, and I also think that he hasn't fought that good competition anyways. And the competition that he's fought that were good all beat him. The people that he beat, they either can't box or they're missing certain moves. Like they're almost like cherry picked for him. So I think that the Jap will be the favorite here. Well, he is the favorite, sorry. But I think he has a big chance to fall, yeah, when he starts chasing a finish later in the game. We are Shimon Yoshinari versus Tagir Khalilov. My prediction here is Shimon, and my confidence rating is 90 to 100%. My risk assessment for this fight is that Shimon is safe, and yeah, let's get into it. Shimon Yoshinari, he has a pro record of 23 wins, 1 loss, standing at 5'10". He is 21 years old, he's fighting out of Japan. He is the brother of Nadaka Yoshinari, who we just had to win the belt last week, and he did so very successfully. Shimon and his brother are absolute stars, and Shimon is so sharp and lethal. He fights like a taller version of his younger brother, dodging the majority of strikes that come his way with almost no wasted movement. He has a sniper cross and jab, and his hooks are powerful when timed correctly. In almost all his fights, he takes almost 0 damage. Maybe he eats a few punches when he's just coasting to a win, but he should be ahead of Tagir everywhere this fight goes. I'm not even going to get into this one too long. Shimon should just win. Tagir Khalilov, he's 26 and 14, a Russian Muay Thai fighter that lost to Kong Thorny and Nakrov, where I had both men to beat Tagir. This wasn't even difficult for either men, in my opinion. I don't give Tagir too much credit for his win over Yodlepet the Destroyer, as Yodlepet's easy to evade and has power. Well, Yodlepet only has power plus durability over skill and technique. Yodlepet has no skill or technique. I do, however, give him credit for his KO win over Black Panther in round 1. This is his most impressive win to date. I can't believe Tagir KO Black Panther in round 1. He has fought great competition, and I credit him for it, but whenever he's fought the great or the best, he's lost, apart from against Black Panther. Tagir was fed a win last fight, which was nice for him, but this fight he's going against a man who will be known one day on a legendary level. Tagir's a stepping stone here, and you never really know when a guy like Shimon on the Dakar will get a KO win over a fighter. But in this matchup where both men are going to exchange clean strikes, I have a feeling that Shimon will KO Tagir with something clean over time. Like, he's definitely going to knock down Tagir, in my opinion. So if you want, you can bet the KO bet here too. But 100%, yes, Shimon's good already at the odds that he's at 1.3. That's safe as fuck, and yeah, bet everything on it. For Battle 5, we have Isle Erica Bomorgao versus Ploy Chompu. My prediction here is Isle Erica Bomorgao will win, and my confidence rating here is 65 to 70%. And yeah, my risk assessment, I have it capped as a mid. Anyways, let's get into it. Isle Erica Bomorgao, She has she's a height of 5 foot. She's 25 years old and she has a 4-0 pro record with 3 wins inside of the one promotion against girls who I barely had any research on, like most of her opponents, including this upcoming Thai. I took Erica in every fight as a favorite so far, and she did good so far. Well, she's done good so far. Before one, she also had 2 MMA fights where she also won by KO and won by split decision against a Russian girl. Those MMA bouts. Anyways, Islay is good and uses the end of her reach, strikes like a jab and cross, and mainly her straight head kick. She launches kicks down the center with speed and agility, landing flush push kicks to almost every single one of her opponent's faces that she's fought. But Mogal rushed forward in round 1 of her last fight and threw a great straight hand to her opponent's body, and I think it connected with her liver and it shot her down. Anyways, Bamorgal she should have the better striking and footwork in this matchup along with a better output, but she needs to be careful of the other girl's clinch work. If she gets clinched for too long, she'll lose minutes and possibly rounds in this matchup, but I doubt she lets her opponent clinch her for too long. If she's the back foot fighter, it will serve her well in this matchup. I think she needs to throw head kicks down the middle, and just keep she just needs to keep the Thai at bay and stop her from engaging and clinch with her. Anyways, Ploy Champu. Her real name is Kamon Rat Mi Fring. She is 16 years old and has a height of 5'2". She can go 5 rounds if need be. Her conditioning and endurance allow her to, but this, after all, at the end of the day, is a 3-round fight. I don't have much footage on her, nor do I have a record to go with her skills. But from the videos I've seen in her the latest being against Phenom Nguyen, her opponents are not the best either, and for better or worse, are comparable to the skill level of the girls that Erica's fought. During our 5-round fight on the 20th of February against Phenom Nguyen, you can see Ploy had a record of 19-7 going into the fight, and her opponent had a record of 11-7. This may be her amateur career though, and we may see Ploy come in with a whole new clean slated record since she just turned 16 now. And those fights that she just had when she was young, when she was 15. But regardless of that, she is young, and although she is durable, she doesn't have much skill in my opinion. Her output isn't the best. Her technical ability, apart from a few good body kicks and clinch work, isn't that good. Her boxing isn't that good either, and I think the straight shots from Erica will land more efficiently. I think if Erica is the fighter on the back foot, Ploy will try to chase her in a straight line walking forward and will be met with a push kick to her face like every single one of Erica's opponents. Ploy is durable, and her own statement she made is that she has a special weapon for Islay and she will clinch Islay, but well, we'll have to see about that until then. She is young, so she has plenty of time to upgrade her game, but if you put her 19-7 record against Islay's, which is flawless, I'm going to go with Islay here. Ploy says she finishes most of her opponents inside the distance, but 7 losses is not very good, is it? And at the end of the day, I highly doubt, that this will happen to Islay. I doubt that Islay is going to get KO'd, by Ploy. I think that Islay probably wins. She can get a KO here, maybe, but I doubt she does, as the opponent can go 5 rounds, probably has the endurance too. I think Islay just wins, in my opinion. I think that Ploy doesn't know what she's talking about when she says, oh, she's going to get a finish over Islay. I really don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think that's going to happen. 6, we have Alaverdi Ramazanov versus Elias Abdelali. My prediction here is Alaverdi Ramazanov. My confidence rating on this is 65% to 75%, but I'm going to change it to around, I'm just going to stay 65%. My risk assessment is that this fight is mid on the scale. Maybe it can possibly be safe, but but I don't know. Anyways, Alaverdi Ramazanov, aka Babyface Killer. He has a height of 5'10". He is 30 years old with a record of 65 wins and 10 losses. He is a former kickboxing world champion in 1, fighting out of Team Melisa 2. He is a savage fighter who he had in his last fight as a safe pick to win over Pet Cow Kradong, which after seeing his win over Ayub, that win aged pretty fucking well. Alaverdi is a sniper and a lethal fighter who switches from being a technician to a machine when the fight isn't going his way. I have bet against Alaverdi at times and made profit off it. Like when I chose Petch Fergus over him last year. I do think that Alaverdi is dangerous, and his right hand straight is what brings him wins. But after his loss to Petch, he took a while from Muay Thai and kickboxing. He took a while away from it, and well, since he come back, he did win his last fight, like I said. But I was very worried for him at certain times in that fight. Like I had him to win as a mid/safe last fight, yeah, but that was damn scary. It was as if the fight wasn't fully in his control most of the time, which I don't really like to see when betting on someone who I deem to be a great fighter. But I think he will be stronger than Elias, and I think he'll be more durable for sure. If he can't catch Elias, he will probably lose just by simply getting outstruck and outworked. But yeah. Anyways, that's the worst case scenario. He can't afford to not make adaptations to his game in this fight. Like if the fight lengthens on to the second and third round, if he's still getting outstruck, then if he doesn't make any changes by round 2, he's gonna lose the fight. All he needs to do to win this fight is fake an entrance when he controls the center of the ring. And when Elias leans back like he always does, like Elias always leans against the ropes, Alaverdi just needs to connect the right hand or a hook to Elias's chin. I also expect Alaverdi to chop at the legs and attack low to slow down the movement of Elias. Elias is young and tall and lean, but he makes mistakes. Plus, he uses movement and footwork to avoid punches and strikes up high. Take away his base, he's going to be catchable, so just kick out them legs. Anyways, Elias Abdulali, he won for me in his last fight as a 2.2 underdog against a very unskilled and overrated Thai fighter, PTT, by split decision. It was not a fucking split decision. That's just Thai bias, and the Thais make it look closer than it was, yeah, for their own shit fighter. Anyways, I never used to know who PTT is until the fight with Elias, where I had to research them too, and I determined that PTT is a bunch of overrated Thai piss. Like, he's a dog shit Thai fighter. Anyways, PTC last fight should have lost to Alessio Malatesta, but he got the robbery win, and that really pissed me off. But anyways, regardless of that, Abdul Ali, he pulled through as an underdog for me against PTT. He has a record of 9-1 and a height of 6 foot, training out of Team Payan. He is a fighter who uses footwork to avoid incoming damage. Usually he tends to lean back from strikes, utilizing the ropes while dodging, going so far as to lean back on them while with his tall frame when avoiding strikes, while being pressured. He is very evasive, but I don't know how he will do against Ramazanov, who's by far levels beyond PTT. He may be able to avoid Ramazanov for round 1 or 2, but he will get caught eventually, and most likely he's going to eat the canvas once or twice. He is only 22 after all, with much less experience than Alaverdi, especially against top-level competitors. Alaverdi shouldn't even feel the sting of Elias' strikes, in my opinion. He should be able to march down Elias and catch him against the ropes with his boxing. My bad. Sorry. If he can't, then if you can't catch Elias against the ropes, yeah, well, good luck if it goes to the scorecards. But at the end of the day, the forward pressure in this fight will not come from Elias. It will come from Alaverdi the whole fucking time. Like, not a single second of forward pressure will come from Elias, so we have that on our side with Alaverdi. At the end of the day, I've seen Alaverdi fight. I think Alaverdi's the better fighter. I think Alaverdi will be the one that does find Elias. Elias is young at the end of the day. Like I said, he's going to make mistakes throughout his career, and he spends too much time dodging, too much time leaning against the ropes, too much time trying to avoid every single strike, that when he does get caught, he's going to feel it. And even against PTT, when you watched him against PTT, his strikes did not have that much impact or damage, they barely did much to PTT. But when PTT would throw at him, he would lean back, try to dodge every single strike, and he will get caught here and there, avoiding most of the damage. But yeah, if Alaverdi's catching you where PTT caught him, he only needs the same amount of strikes that PTT caught him with to win for sure. Ramazanov just needs a good right hand, and he's going to probably drop Elias. I'll say we have Manat versus Ban Langan. My prediction here is Ban Langan's going to win, and my confidence rating is 55%. My risk assessment is that this fight is a risk. And let's get into it. Manat is 22 years old, standing at 5'7", maybe 5'6". He is a fighter with a kicking style approach, but will probably find it harder to kick in a smaller ring with less room to utilize on the back foot, unless his opponent is also on the back foot, which in this fight can actually be the case. He just lost to Sunday in his last fight, where people called it a controversial loss. But there was a moment in the fight where he ate a head kick from Sunday and fell into the ropes. The referee stepped in when he shouldn't have, because Sunday. But Sunday could have probably dropped Manat in the corner if he pushed in after that head kick. Anyways, Manat did outstrike Sunday in this fight, but like I said, he probably should have deserved to get dropped, which is why I understand why Sunday won. But overall, Manat, I'd say, did more work in that fight with Sunday. He did get caught by some hooks, elbows, and a couple kicks, but avoided a lot of incoming damage to his head with his taller frame. The only issue is Ban Langan is able to target the body and not just headhunt like the incredibly stupid Sunday. Manat has a longer frame and reach, but a weaker core than his upcoming opponent. He has elbows that can cause issues to Bang Langan, because Bang Langan will engage in clinch entanglements against Manat, who's taller. If he punches away at the body of Manat, he can break Manat, but Manat has a spinning elbow that can land too and cause finishes. It's not the cleanest spinning elbow, but if you see him cross step, that's when he's gonna throw it. And Ban Langan needs to see it, or he might just meet God. Other than his elbows and knees down the middle, plus his ability to lean back with his tall frame, he doesn't have much to help him win this fight. It will not be an easy fight for either man. This man may land a big head kick or attempt to, but I could just see him being on a back foot the whole fight, just trying to chip away in the points game, between the two men. Not to say neither man can't land a KO. These are much smaller gloves at the end of the day, than both men are used to. But if Manat gets put in a corner, he will be throwing tomahawk elbows and spear elbows to get himself out. But while he's in the corner, he might get chopped away by body shots. He recently beat Muang Chai, also in their rematch. Winning both fights against Muang Chai outside of one, but was on the back foot the whole time. But Muang Chai was on the back foot the whole time. Muang Chai wasn't pressuring at all. He was looking bad and just getting kicked to the body and guard, like, after spending most of the time most of the fight in clinch and getting kneed. Anyways, on to Ban Langan. Ban Langan, he's 26 years old. He stands at 5'5" and has an unknown Muay Thai record. I can't find it. I apologize. I also can't find footage on his fight, which ended as a draw between him and Pechakrit. But I think Pechakrit's a very good fucking fighter and a very sharp fighter. So I don't know if that fight ended in a draw or not. Yeah, like reality called a draw. Yeah, but a lot of the time when a fight gets called a draw, it's not actually a draw. So I don't know who actually won that fight. It was probably a very close fight between the two men. But I wish I could find the footage on it so I could know. But either way, we'll call it a close fight for now. Ban Langan seems to have a lot of 5-round fights under his name, and a big issue is when I look at his losses, most of his losses come by way of KO. I mean, he has a lot of KO losses dating back to even 2018, like all the way back to 2018 when he was just 18 years old. He even has a KO loss to Mahahin, which, if you know Mahahin, that's really fucking bad. Especially considering the fact that Mahahin was permanently banned from 1FC for fixing fights against Dionatha Santos Tobias. Ban Langan is a fighter that in the future may have controversial fights surrounding him. He has too many losses by KO for a man who can fight to the distance with a man like Pechakrit, with a man as strong as Pechakrit. I think in the future we'll see him take a fall. I think in the future we'll see him take a fall. Like, he'll probably be paid off to take a loss. This man has the most KO losses I've ever seen from any Muay Thai fighter. Literally any Muay Thai fighter I've ever seen that competes at this level ever. No man goes from having a draw with Pechakrit to losing against Mahahin via round 4 KO. The worst part is Ban Langan he's actually quite a sharp fighter with so many KO losses. Like, it doesn't really make sense. I think he gets paid to take a fall here and there, surviving to round 4 against Mahahin, and then falling as a betting favorite, probably made whatever mafia that he worked for, like, very fucking rich. So, it doesn't make sense how he goes to a draw with, Pechakrit, and then loses to Mahahin in round 4. It really doesn't. Like, it really doesn't. Anyways, Ban Langan has powerful kicks to the body, powerful high kicks, and a good left hook, which he follows up with more kicks. He is a back foot fighter who sets up traps on his opponent's entrance, to his range, throwing kicks in and clinching up. He also throws knees and trips opponents pretty fucking well, yeah. The common kick and Muay Thai style to win, like he has the common kick and Muay Thai style to win fights and to win points as the fight goes on. He can dodge back from hooks pretty well, and he can frame off his opponent's boxing using his arms to enter with minimal damage into the pocket, and he can launch up knees from the middle. If he is not paid off to lose this fight, he will be a decent fighter here and will have the tool set to dismantle Mana. He is right-handed, and if he hurts his opponent, he can push in aggressively. But for the most part, he will always try to keep the kicking range perfect so he can launch his body kicks with the most power, that he can. Which leads to him taking steps back. Yeah, normally like launching all that power, like he's trying to find the right angle. He'll be stepping back, and well, yeah, at the end of the day, his back leg is his most powerful weapon. I have not checked the odds. Well, I have checked the odds when we're talking about. I have that written down. Sorry. But Mana is the betting favorite due to I would think that is due to having a controversial loss to Sunday, who has a controversial win over Deonardo Santos Tobias, who also has a controversial win over Mahin, who may have a controversial win over Bang Langan if Bang Langan take a fold in round 4. That's a long bit of Muay Thai math. But anyways, overall, if I watch Bang Langan, I like his ability and fighting style more than Manat's inside of 3 rounds with smaller gloves. His boxing is better up close, I would say, but his head movement isn't all there, and if a spinning elbow catches him, I don't expect him to stay alive. I expect him to try to come into this fight utilizing his teep, catching kicks, countering off dodges, and when the clinch does get engaged with him, we will know who's gonna win the fight practically. That from the first clinch engagement, I need to see Bang Langan sweeping and throwing Mana if he wants to win. If Bang Langan gets engaged in clinch and he doesn't throw Mana and he doesn't trip him and he doesn't get him to the floor, he's gonna let Mana gain a sense of control. And if Mana gains a sense of control in clinch, with his knees and elbows, and it's not gonna be good. He just needs to keep tripping and elbowing he needs to keep tripping and elbowing Mana to win. I like Manat's range and kicking style more than I like Bang Langan's at distance, but I trust his chin more. Like I trust Manat's chin more than I trust Bang Langan, just because Bang Langan has so many KO losses. But it's a fact that when the going gets tough, he resorts to backing up. Like Manat's just backing up, throwing one kick here and there, and then just clinching the whole time. And I can't trust a man like that with my money. So I think Bang Langan has a complete enough skill set, like I said, to offset the whole clinching game of Manat. If Manat tries to clinch, I think he's gonna get tripped. And like you should see Manat sometimes in his fights. He clinches for so long sometimes. Extremely long amounts of time sometimes, especially when he's getting combinations put on him. I don't trust Manat. I know Manat can land a lethal head kick. He's got the better kicks. Like he definitely has the better kicks and the more range in his kicks and the better high kicks. But apart from that, I don't think he's the better fighter. About 8, we have Phenom Tran versus Aom Sin. My prediction here is Phenom Tran will win. My confidence rating is that this is on a 60 to 70%. And my risk assessment for this fight is mid/risk. Anyways, Phenom Tran. He's 175 centimeters tall, 20 years old, and has multiple wins and losses in his career so far. Since his win-loss ratio isn't officially registered, but I can see who he's fought. I'd say that he has around a 2-to-1 ratio in wins and losses dating back to 2020. But after all, he was only 15 back in 2020, so he can show massive improvements as his career ventures on and he ages. He is very young and upgrading in all areas. He is a Muay Thai fighter who utilizes every weapon, not just a select few. He is a southpaw and likes to utilize his back leg to chop at the outside of his opponent's thighs. And, usually when the opponent's a right-handed opponent, he chops at the outside of their thigh and it works very well. He also chops to the body well, but his preferred kick is the low kick, using kicks on entrance to throw his left hand after, dropping many people he's fought, as not many people expect a punch after a kick. Normally, it's the boxing combinations come first, and then you throw kicks after with most Muay Thai fighters. But this man does the opposite. He likes to throw kicks first and then punch after. He does this in almost every fight he's in, utilizing double jabs and elbows when rotating around his opponents, depending on the range that they are at, while trying to get into a position to launch his left leg at the thigh. He will do this in his upcoming fight 100%. Like, I know for a fact, that this man is going to find angles, where he can throw his back leg, his back left leg. His left leg is his more powerful leg, just so you know. He's going to throw his back leg straight at his opponent's thigh, and he's going to throw the cross right after. He's going to do that multiple times in this fight, and I promise you, I know he's going to do this, because I've seen this man fight in every single fucking fight he's in. He throws a leg kick to his opponent's thigh to break down and chop down their leg, and then he throws a cross right down the pipe after, to offset them after their base has just been broken out from underneath them. It's quite clever. It is quite clever, and it works very well with this kid. Anyways, on to Aum Sin. Aum Sin's record is unknown. He stands at 10 centimeters smaller than Pet Lampoon and has recently fought than Pet Nam Tan, and has recently fought men like Pet Lampoon and Rambong, losing to both men by decision. He is a durable bastard, but he's not the greatest fighter or the cleanest either. He has some ways to win. The smaller gloves favor the power in his hands, so if he gets close and lands a clean hook, it could rock Pet Nam Tan. Aum Sin can catch body kicks which he uses to get in close and fire hooks, but his legs are breakable and vulnerable, and he's always pushing forward in a straight line at the end of the day, relying on conditioning and durability to win fights over skill, but I don't think his legs will hold up for him. I think that his leg is going to get viciously chewed up when he enters the range of Pet Nam Tan, and I think Pet Nam Tan will not commonly utilize body kicks, as they will lead to Aum Sin getting the range closed in if Aum Sin catches the kicks. Pet Nam Tan will only utilize body kicks to keep Aum Sin guessing about the low kick. Aum Sin just KO'd Magnum Sausamai in round 3, but I don't respect Magnum Sausamai as a fighter. Aum Sin did this last fight, by the way. Magnum's pretty garbage. His best win is over Rambong, who's also garbage. The overall more technical fighter is Pet Nam Tan, but he's young. There is a chance that he gets rocked or KO'd. But at the end of the day, I'd say that he's beaten the better comp, and he beat Sonrak, who's out of Superborn Muay Thai gym. It's not the greatest name either, but he's better than Magnum, that's for sure. I think unless Aum Sin gets in close constantly in this fight and lands a knockdown shot, I think Aum Sin's going to get his leg chewed up every single time he does try to close the gap. I think he's going to get met with a cross or a couple elbows alongside clinch entanglements. And in the clinch, I just don't think he's going to get the better of the clinch either. I think he's going to get picked apart. I think his lead leg is going to get absolutely fucking chewed up in this fight. And every time he gets close, he's going to get hit by something, and then he's going to get clinched. He's going to get rotated into the corner, and then, what's his name? Pet Nam Tan. He's just going to back up when he pushes Aum Sin in the corner, and he's just going to back up, get the room again, and reset the whole fucking strategy. Man, we got Yod Sexan versus Jacob Thompson. My prediction here is Jacob Thompson will win. My confidence rating is 60%, and I have this capped as a risk for the risk assessment. But I say risk, but Jacob Thompson is actually one of my most confident underdogs on this card. Sorry, just ate some food. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. Yod Sexan, he has 44 wins, 18 losses, and he is 20 years old, standing at 5'10". In one, he won 2 fights, the first being against Jai Pet. But after that, he went on to fight outside of 1 3 times, losing 2 to the same man named Yod Pech, which is not impressive at all. And then he won one against then he won in 1 FC against Sinlone Cho, a very unskilled but durable fighter. Before then fighting again outside of the one promotion and losing 2 out of his next 4 fights, which are his last 4 fights, his most recent 4 fights. Anyways, he's not that good in my opinion at all. When he fights somebody who can land clean and push forward, he often loses the fight. And on the scorecards, and in this scenario, well, this is very likely to happen. Zhorobeokva is a kicker mainly. His kicks are painful, but his output isn't high, and the boxing of Jacob is 100 times better in my opinion. In small gloves, Jacob should be able to kill Zhorobeokva. Zhorobeokva cannot box very well, and every time his chin gets hit, his head just rocks back. Thompson is going to use him as a punching bag, and the only way I think Zhorobeokva can win is if he catches the head kick and knocks down Thompson or knocks him out. Anyways, Zhorobeokva can catch the chin with his cross, but his 1-2 is practically all it has when it comes down to his boxing. He has spear elbows too, but overall his output isn't enough. He did actually manage to knock down that Miami guy that I just mentioned, but he caught a lucky cross to the chin. Anyways, unless he snaps Thompson with a head kick, he should not win in my opinion. I just don't think that anything he has is good enough to win. His output, nothing really. Like he mainly just kicks, and that's about it. Anyways, Jacob Thompson, he is 8-2 in his pro career. He's 22 years old, standing at 5'8", fighting out a Team Jai D. He is a UK fighter with good, powerful boxing when it lands, and he is very durable and has been in wars like in his fight against Jay Council or Consa, whatever his name is. I think it's Council. His 2 losses are by decision and are against Liam Patel and Apiwat. Liam Patel is a good fighter and Apiwat is a durable Thai. Thompson gets bloody so easily, which is an issue against people who constantly throw. But in the fight with Apiwat, Jacob made the fight with Apiwat very dirty, clinching him with one hand and boxing with the other. He actually almost dropped Apiwat in the end of round 1 and did all of the work in round 1 practically. Apiwat does not show damage easily, and it only took a few strikes from Apiwat to make Jacob bleed. But the truth is, Thompson actually almost dropped Apiwat at the end of round 1, like I said. Apiwat's a zombie and he stayed on his feet to the bell. Apiwat got the win, but he did not deserve the win. Jacob should be 9-1 right now in his pro career. And in between me making these videos, I had the odds released to me, like I mentioned earlier. As an underdog, I will be taking him all day. He will be the fighter pushing the pace and stepping in with combinations. He has upgraded over the years, and against Apiwat, he showed the best version of himself that I've actually seen so far. It is sad for him that he lost that fight against Apiwat, but I actually bet Apiwat on that fight because I thought they'd give it to him as a tie if he gets Thompson bloody enough, since Thompson, he bleeds a lot quite easily. But at the end of the day, they just straight up robbed Thompson, and yeah, they gave me the win for Apiwat. I'm not proud of it. Apiwat won. Apiwat did not deserve the win though. I believe Thompson is better than Zhorobeokva and has the ability to break him down. Zhorobeokva struggled with Cyan Low and Charles boxing in round 1 and round 2 pretty badly. Like he got welted a lot of times. Like he had marks in his face and everything. Like you could see visible damage on him. Thompson will not give Zhorobeokva the time to breathe like Cyan Low and Charles did. Unless Thompson gets head kicked, like I said, it's so hard to drop him. So Thompson is my prediction, but Zhorobeokva can be very durable. Like Zhorobeokva, despite his thin frame, can actually tank a lot of damage, you know. But Thompson's relentless aggression and forward pressure, yeah, should just get him the win. Like Thompson's so hard to knock down. If Thompson doesn't get knocked down, then Thompson will win the decision for sure, or he'll win by a KO. I don't know which one he's going to win by, but I've got Thompson to win here, and the forward pressure of Thompson can actually get him the KO here. But I like Thompson to win at the end of the day. About 10, we have Lenny Blasi versus Ilyas Musayev. My prediction here is that Lenny Blasi will win. My confidence rating is at 40%, and my risk assessment is that this fight is a risk. When I say 40%, it's because if it's 50%, it means that I think the fight is 50-50. When I have a man at 40%, it means I think that the fight, like he wins 40% of the time, like 4 out of 10 times, basically. And the reason I say this is because, well, at first, well, my original pick was Musayev. But my new prediction here is Lenny Blasi, because the odds are worth it against a man like Ilyas, who you cannot trust. Like, you can't trust Ilyas Musayev. You really can't trust. You can't trust him. Anyways, let me get into the reasons why. Lenny Blasi is 26-6. He stands at 5'11". He is 21 years old. He lost to Sewer Black by round 3 TKO after eating a head kick and too many elbows, but he stayed on his feet, still standing to the end of that that fight where he got KO'd, where he got standing KO'd or TKO'd. He did not fall once against Zhorobeokva, which is like quite incredible. Blasi relies on his footwork and feigns to let his hands go usually. He does not utilize many kicks, preferring to use his hands and toe posture to snipe opponents with his jab and cross that lead to hooks upstairs into the body. Lenny is very good at catching body kicks and countering off them due to his frame, but due to his frame, but he can get outboxed. His nose always seems to leak in his fights. He fights quite similar to Antakasem or Sono Sen, I should say, but he's not as durable nor as technical. He gets caught easily by uppercuts. He might be more durable or technical than Sen, but not Kasem. Anyways, he gets caught quite easily by uppercuts when he engages in dirty boxing, and elbows seem to find their mark on him pretty well. It's been a while since Lenny has fought, and he 100% has upgraded since we have last seen him. He, at the end of the day, is only young, and he's a good technical fighter. I'd like to see what he can do here, as he should not be a 4 times underdog against a man who could very well be a fraud. I shouldn't call Elias Messiah a fraud. He's not a fraud, but it's a man that you just can't trust. Like against like a guy that you can outstrike. Like Lenny Blasi has higher output than Messiah sometimes in some parts of the fight. If Blasi takes it to Messiah, he can outstrike Messiah and win. Messiah looked awful against I have it written down as Super Bowl. I did not mean to have it written down as Super Bowl. I meant to write Wacharapon. He looked awful against Wacharapon, and if Blasi has worked on his cardio and how to pace himself to the belt, then he can win here for sure. Thing is, Blasi isn't that accurate when he strikes sometimes, and I hope he's worked on landing cleaner shots because his boxing is quite good. He rips to the body well. If he can rip to the body against Messiah, if he can slow him down, I don't know why I have Super Bowl written here. I meant to have Wacharapon. He can slow him down like what Sharapon did, but what Sharapon's a tough bastard. Messiah isn't the best kicker, so if he does throw a body kick, Lenny can catch it and counter off of it. I've seen Lenny throw an axe kick to someone's thigh actually one time on a leg that he caught before. But yeah, he's quite technical, and he likes to punish people on their attacks. Like, he won't just let you get away with a free attack most of the time. In a dogfight, he's quite good. He can slip and duck under strikes into counters, and even has elbows that land pretty well. I have no idea why Lenny's a 4 times dog and why Messiah is a 1.2 favourite. I'm guessing it's because Messiah has won against better competition throughout his career. But anyways, let's get into it for Elias. Elias Messiah, a Russian fighter with a record of 11 wins, 5 losses. He is 24 years old with a height of 5'8". He is a technical fighter with power in these small gloves, especially when he finds his moments to let go of his hands. But he has an issue which I don't like to see, and it's occurred in more than one of his fights now, yeah, even going back to his RWS career before one. He lost to Sainfon Sorsamai because his cardio and conditioning put him in scenarios where he was clinching to the belt. He lost his most recent fight to Warapon the exact same way. Warapon out-clinched and outworked Messiah the whole fight. Messiah didn't do anything to win. He even lost to Yod Pupa, but he had a knockdown in this fight that they didn't call. Elias definitely knocked down Yod Pupa. Even without the knockdown, over Yod Pupa, he probably should have won that fight. Like, it was clearly a win, and it was clearly a robbery. There's no sugarcoating it for me. That was what you call Thailand bias, and the judges just being a fucking bunch of little cunts. But anyways, Messiah has spinning elbows, but they are slow, I meant. He has kicks, but they aren't that fast either. And I don't think he can catch Blasi with a head kick due to the height difference. But Messiah's best kicks are the stabbing kicks to his opponent's legs. He has good leg kicks and body kicks. He has okay body kicks, not great, but okay. But his legs can be chopped at too. I'm pretty sure Messiah beat Rory Fairtex when they fought, when them two fought, but they love to rob Messiah at the end of the day. So, Messiah literally karate kicked Fairtex in the throat during that fight, and they didn't even give him the win. I take it back. Messiah actually has quite good kicks. Round 3, Messiah didn't take, but he did enough in round 1 and 2 against Ferrari, I'd say, to win that fight. Messiah is not bad and was originally my first pick, but due to the odds that Blasi is at, and the fact that Blasi was only young when he fought Sewer Black, he's going to have upgraded, and I want to see him upgrade, so I think I'm going to take Blasi here. A guy like Elias, he is young too. He's only 24 years old, but you can't expect him to upgrade. Like, I've been watching him for many years now. He's been trying to get himself to lay down his striking, which I know he has, but he doesn't always trust. Like, he's not always trustworthy enough to throw all his moves. You know that he has more strikes than he actually lets go of sometimes. Every strike Elias lands, though, will have more effect than Blazy's strikes in this matchup. But if Blazy isn't gun-shy, like I said, he can actually outstrike Elias over 9 minutes. He should have... If he isn't gun-shy, he will have that higher output. That's if he is not gun-shy. Yeah, and his cardio could be better than Masayev's too, as long as he's not the one on the back foot getting outworked. Masayev is the type of guy that if you are beating him in the fight, yeah, you're beating him and he will not. Like, he barely ever gets a comeback. Like, I have to bet on Blazy just because of the odds here. Yeah, it doesn't make sense why the difference. I don't know why Masayev is 1.2. But at the risk that Masayev is at, I'm not taking him at 1.2. It just makes sense to bet Lenny Blazy. So my first prediction was Masayev. But I'm telling you all that I'm going to bet money on Lenny Blazy. And in this scenario, don't bet a lot of money, but I would recommend betting money on Blazy over Masayev if I had to give you guys a pick or who to bet on. Like, you don't always bet on who you predict to win. This is a fight where, like I said, I predict Masayev. I'm not betting Masayev. For bout 11, we have Wuttercry versus Dedwang Lek. My prediction here is Wuttercry to win, and my confidence rating is 70 to 80%. My risk assessment is that this fight is mid, but possibly safe. Anyways, I'm going to get into it now. Wuttercry, he is 24 years old, standing at 5'8". He's a dangerous Muay Thai fighter with 48 wins, 17 losses. He beat a bunch of people who are dangerous, such as Mohammed Tufik, Aimui, Noah Pep's not that good. Jaipet's alright. Anyways, and he's beat a couple more people. Anyways, as of right now, he's on a 10-fight winning streak, trying to make it 11 fights, and his style matches up well with Dedwang Lek. Wuttercry seems to be on a KO streak as well. His latest fight is outside of one, with it being by first round KO. Add that with the fact that his last 2 fights in one were also by first round KO, including against Mohammed Tufik, which is a very impressive win. Wuttercry has power in his right hand. I bet Tufik, by the way, in that fight, which sucks. But anyways, I won't be doing that again against a guy like Wuttercry. This will be a technical battle between Wuttercry and Dedwang Lek. Wuttercry's best move is his cross. Or was that? But I think Wuttercry will win against Dedwang Lek due to him having the better conditioning and the better technical ability. He won't be scared to throw, and he'll probably control the pace of the fight while Dedwang Lek attempts to counter and play the ring on the outside. Wuttercry is really good at faking entrances and staying close to his opponents. If you move 1 step back, he moves 1 step forward and keeps just at the end of your range. So every time he 2 steps, he either baits a reaction out of you and counters instantly with a right using his opponent's momentum, yeah? Or if he knows that he's not first to the punch, he will kick you and rotate to the side, or just rotate out of the way. He's got great fundamentals, and whoever taught him not to let up on his opponents, like not to let them just get away from him and actually like walk them down, step forward, step with them, yeah? Whoever taught him how to do that taught him well, because the forward momentum sniper style from Wuttercry is knocking people out cold. You can tell he trusts himself and his ability to hurt people regardless of their height or size advantage over him. I do regret choosing Taufik over Wuttercry, like I said. That fight showed me truly how good Wuttercry is. He finished Taufik quick and made him look bad. And we've seen how good Taufik is. Like, last win was so impressive by Taufik. Anyways, Wuttercry plants his feet with every strike he throws. If you land 1 strike on him, he will land 2 or 3 on you if you don't have power like Aimui does. With stronger opponents like Aimui, he will keep his composure and counter with his right hand, but he might get outstruck early like he did against Aimui, but he still found the finish on Aimui, didn't he? In this upcoming fight, I doubt he will let Dedwang Lek outstrike him, especially not as the fight goes on, because Wuttercry is like the better forward pressure fighter. Wuttercry usually throws 1 or 2 strike combinations only and prefers precision and power over output. But I trust him like how he trusts himself at the end of the day. There won't be any new adversity coming from Dedwang Lek that Wuttercry has not seen before. If Dedwang Lek is making it too difficult to find him on entrance, Wuttercry will create a bunch of entrance feints to follow up with kicks and crosses. Wuttercry will win this probably. Anyways, on to Dedwang Lek. Dedwang Lek is 55. He has 55 wins and 15 losses. with an even height of 5'8" compared to Whitaker. He is 22 years old, 2 years younger, and is a fighter who we recently bet on to win against BOUT, where he did win despite people saying it was controversial. He definitely fucking won that shit. Anyways, Deduanglek did outstrike BOUT, but BOUT was putting intense pressure on him. We previously bet on him 3 times. Sorry, we previously bet against him 3 times in a row with Aslam John, Nakrob, and Azadullah Imangazaliev. I can't blame him for losing to any of those 3 fighters at the end of the day. They're all fucking savages. He is a good fighter, but I don't know what self-belief made him, I don't know what self-belief he has that made him take this matchup. Whitaker has a dangerous cross that will find the mark and will probably drop Deduanglek. Deduanglek's kicking game will not be a match for Whitaker. He can throw as many kicks as he wants to Whitaker's guard, thinking that's how he's going to win. Whitaker will keep his composure, stoke him down and find his moment on the entrance. I've seen him feint a man into lifting his leg up, so he thinks that Whitaker is gonna throw a leg kick. He puts up his leg to check it, So he's basically only on one support leg left, and Whitaker basically hit the guy while he was on one support leg after baiting him into lifting a leg with a cross, and the guy got knocked down. Whitaker is dangerously good at getting the knockdown, and I got Whitaker to win. The KO here is optional, and as of his recent KO streak, I'd say that it's worth it, But Deduanglek has been surviving recently in some matchups with some savages. So at the end of the day, I don't know if Whitaker is going to get the KO or not. It's going to be a tough one. Deduanglek could actually even win this one just by kicking his way to a win, the same way that he did against Taiki Naito. But I don't know if he will or not. I think Whitaker is going to win because he just, in my opinion, he's just the better fighter as of right now. But on to the next fight. About 12, we have Yodlet versus Anar Mamadov. My prediction here is that Anar Mamadov will win. My confidence rating is 65 to 75%. And my risk assessment for this fight is mid. Anar Mamadov is a Team Medizatut fighter with a record of 12-3. He should be 13-2. This is a man at the end of the day who fought in front of Ramazan Kadyrov and who got robbed in front of him. We spoke about him a while ago when he fought Komawat here on the channel. He KO'd Komawat for us on One Friday Fights 128. He is a dangerous Azerbaijani fighter who's 29 years of age, entering his prime. It seems, with that statement KO in round 2 over Komawat. Now Komawat is not that good at the end of the day, but the fact is Anar came in, made his debut and finished Komawat, unlike Krisana, Sona Sen, and the man himself that he's fighting, Yodlet. And Yodlet did win a decision over Komawat, though, I will say that. But anyways, Komawat and Yodlet are copies of each other practically, except the fact that Yodlet is an upgraded copy of Komawat. Yodlet throws more punches than Komawat does. Mamadov should focus on staying at his own range like he did against Komawat, but if he does this, he will pick apart Yodlet the same way he did to Komawat. When the going gets tough for Komawat, though, he quits on himself. Yodlet won't be quitting on himself in this fight, and he will not quit till the very end. So Mamadov needs to stay sharp and not get dropped by the power of Yodlet. He has a great Russian kickboxing style, utilizing a lot of shot selection, and throwing the jab a lot. Throwing the jab out a lot. He throws crosses out a lot too. He throws good hooks and good knees down the middle. He has very good close range boxing work with his hooks and uppercuts. And alongside that, he has faster kicks than Yodlet too. And he has the overall speed advantage over Yodlet too, and technique advantage. So he should have the bigger toolkit in this fight. And in every area apart from power and durability, he wins. He has higher statistics in every area apart from power and durability. Anyways, Yodlet has 92 wins, 39 losses. He should have 91 wins, 40 losses, as he won a bad robbery over Pompet 2 fights ago, and that got obviously that got reassessed, and Pompet rematched him instantly after and beat him, and we knew that he would beat him because we bet on him to win the first fight, which we got robbed in, which was a fucking piss take. But anyways, he won, and where was I? Yodlet might have actually more robberies in his career too. Yodlet the Destroyer. Yodlet his nickname is the Destroyer. He is a powerful striker, like stated in his nickname. he has power and dirty boxing, but technical fighters always seem to have their way with him, as he's very easy to avoid. Like, it's very easy to avoid the incoming damage of men like Zhorobeokva and Komwa. Similar style fighters, you could compare him to a men like Rambong, by outstriking anyone technical. Like, when he does, he wins the robbery over people like Pompe. I got Anar to get a decision win here for the final bout. I think it's a decision because I think Zhorobeokva's a lot fucking tougher than Komwa is. So yeah, Anar to win a decision is my prediction. And that is it, lads. And enjoy your bets.
Thank you so much, Bruce. The gambling phenom, the legend as always. Insightful, breaking down the championship 1 cards. Let's go. Like and subscribe if you guys like the content, because we'll just keep it coming. Let me know if you want to see anything else. And yeah, let's go. Good luck.